When Jin of BTS stepped onto the stage at Amalie Arena in Tampa, Florida, something extraordinary happened. Not just because it was his long-awaited solo tour after completing military service, but because he managed to make a 21,500-seat arena feel like a living room. A really loud, emotional, purple-lit living room filled with thousands of armies who had been counting down the days. It wasn't just the scale of the concert that stood out. It was the intimacy, the connection. Jin's ability to take a roaring crowd and somehow make each person feel individually seen. From the moment he greeted the audience with his trademark warmth and humor, to the subtle hand waves and moments where he paused to take in the sea of glowing army bombs, it was clear this wasn't just a performance. It was a reunion of souls who had missed each other too long. Tampa, as one of the key stops in Jin's Jin Seokjin solo tour, carried emotional weight. Fans who had followed his journey from BTS's early days to his recent military chapter were now seeing him reborn, not just as a member of BTS, but as an artist fully embracing his solo identity. And yet, that signature Jin magic, the combination of dazzling stage presence, heartfelt gratitude, and dorky charm, remained completely intact. He gave heartfelt shoutouts to his fellow BTS members, thanking them for their support, and didn't hold back in sharing how deeply he missed ARMY. "This feels like coming home," he said at one point, sparking cheers and tears from fans who had waited years to hear that voice live again. What made the Tampa concert even more special was the way Jin blended the spectacle of a world-class performance with genuine moments of vulnerability. He laughed when fans chanted his name too loud for him to speak. He smiled shyly when the crowd sang along word for word. And when the final encore hit, there was a collective sense of, we're not just here for the music, we're here for him. Tampa didn't just get a concert. It got a confession of love wrapped in lights, vocals, and unspoken memories. And Jin didn't just perform, he came back to where he belongs and brought all of us with him. In the quieter moments between songs, Jin offered glimpses into his heart, something armies have always cherished. He spoke honestly about the challenges of being away, the surreal feeling of returning to the stage, and how deeply he missed performing. But more than anything, he kept coming back to one message: his gratitude. Gratitude not just for the applause or sold-out arena, but for the unwavering support that carried him from military service back to the spotlight, stronger and more grounded than ever. There was an undeniable magic in how Jin orchestrated his Tampa concert experience. He didn't simply rely on high-tech visuals or choreography, though those were impressive. He curated moments: a pause before the first high note, a wink at the fan section holding a handmade banner, a humble bow that lasted a few seconds longer than expected, like he couldn't say thank you enough, and ARMY gave it right back. The arena pulsed with emotion, with fans waving purple hearts, holding up LED messages of love, and even organizing a fan project that lit up the venue during his solo ballad with coordinated purple wristbands. These weren't just fans attending a concert. They were co-pilots on a journey Jin had waited years to take. A journey that, in Tampa, felt like the beginning of something new but also achingly familiar. Backstage stories from staff confirmed what fans already felt. Jin was beaming. He reportedly took time to personally thank crew members, joke with security, and rehearse every detail to perfection, not because he needed to prove anything, but because he genuinely wanted every person in that arena to leave feeling seen, moved, and deeply loved. It's no wonder why the Tampa show is already being called one of the most emotional stops on his tour. It was more than a concert. It was closure, healing, and a joyful start to a new era. Jin proved that even after years away, his heart never left ARMY. And in Tampa, he made sure every heartbeat was felt right back. That night in Tampa, something shifted, not just for Jin, but for the fans who've been following his story for over a decade. For many in the crowd, this wasn't just their first time seeing Jin solo. It was their first time seeing him free. Free to explore his artistry, his humor, his emotions, without the weight of group choreography or scripted segments. And what they got in return was something beautifully raw. Jin laughing mid-song, Jin tearing up during a fan chant, Jin standing at the edge of the stage just listening to the wave of love pouring over him in real time. Every part of the show was steeped in intentionality. From the stage design, simple but immersive, focusing more on mood than flash, to the setlist, which balanced iconic BTS memories with bold, personal tracks from his solo work, Jin created a space that was both nostalgic and new. It was like catching up with an old friend who's somehow become even more charismatic and lovable during their time away. Fans walked away from the concert holding more than just merch bags and blurry phone videos. They left with a deeper understanding of who Jin really is, not just the worldwide handsome icon, not just the eldest young of BTS, but a man who wears sincerity like a crown. His humility didn't waver in the face of thousands of screaming fans. If anything, it grew. He bowed deeply, made jokes to lighten the mood, and checked in with fans as if they were the stars of the show. And maybe that's Jin's greatest gift. Not his vocals, which are still insane, not his visuals, which left entire sections of the arena gasping, but the way he makes everyone feel like they matter. Like, ARMY isn't just a fan base, it's a family reunion he never misses, no matter the distance or time. Tampa didn't just witness a comeback. They witnessed a man whose love for his fans runs deeper than fame, louder than applause, and more powerful than even the biggest stage. Jin didn't return to the spotlight for attention. He returned for love. And in Tampa, he gave it and received it tenfold. In the final minutes of the Tampa concert, something extraordinary happened. Something that wasn't choreographed, rehearsed, or even planned. As Jin stood in the center of the stage, bathed in the soft purple glow of thousands of ARMY bombs, the crowd began to sing for him. No backing track, no cue. Just raw voices, filled with emotion, rising in unison. It wasn't just a song. It was a thank you letter in melody form. And for a few sacred moments, Jin didn't sing. He listened, and he cried. It's rare to see an artist so deeply moved by their fans' voices that they physically can't continue. But Jin didn't need to sing. His silence said it all. The hand pressed to his heart, the soft shake of his head, as if to say, I don't deserve this, but thank you anyway. The tears unhidden, and the smile that somehow broke every heart in the building and healed it all over again. Later, fans shared footage of that moment online, calling it the quietest, loudest moment of the entire tour. It trended. It sparked fan art, tributes, and messages across social media about how Jin's vulnerability made them feel safe, understood, and deeply loved. For someone who spent so long putting others first, Jin's emotional openness on stage felt like a gift, a reminder that it's okay to feel everything and to let it show. After the show, Jin posted a simple message. Tampa, you gave me more than I could ever ask for. I love you.
No hashtags, no polished caption.
Just a raw, honest statement from a man who had just shared one of the most defining performances of his life. Jin's Tampa concert will live on, not just in fan cams or headlines, but in the way it made people feel. It reminded fans that love doesn't always need grand gestures. Sometimes, love is a glance, a tear, a shared melody between strangers who've never met but understand each other perfectly. That night, Jin didn't just perform. He connected. And that connection? It'll echo far beyond Tampa. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future.
Subscribe to see them.